Hey guys, welcome to Weekly Wrap 6.0. Jake and Adam here from Wttl Legacy. Today is going to be pretty good. We've got a few topics to cover, starting with Adam eating away.
Yeah, eating all away.
Byron.
Yep.
And then I'll talk about training and plateauing and how to sort of get through that. And then we'll talk about a couple of our favourite sort of foundational supplements as well. So we'll start off with how our week went. So nutrition and training for you, Adam, how was that?
Oh, well, we were only just speaking about this before. We had a chronic leg session, when was it, last Wednesday or something like that? It took quite some time to get over that.
Here, actually.
Yep, in the rack up there. I think it was about an hour and 10 minutes we spent in the squat rack, 12 rep range. It was something where we all had to be on our mental A game, and oh my God, it was insane. So it's good now. Jake and I are going to start really trying to organise to train together a lot more often, and obviously another gym location as well. So yeah, training and food the last 7 days, bar probably the last couple, has been absolutely fantastic. Intensity's really starting to get up there as well. I ordered another pair of wireless headphones too, so for the days that we can't train or anything like that, I think that's going to help get me through that a little bit more. But double thumbs up, I've been well and truly on the ball. I've got about another month of just trying to get my food up as much as I can.
Yeah.
And game on.
What do you sit at? 550 carbs still?
Yep, 550 carbs, 280 protein, and 100 fats. So I've got plenty of room to move. What about yourself, Jake?
Cool. Yeah, awesome week. Highlight was probably leg day for sure, because I still saw yesterday, could barely walk. Good shoulder session with Paul again Thursday, and then yeah, the rest just smashed out by myself. So had yesterday off because my whole body was just gone. So I knew it was time to have a rest day.
Yeah, I had a day off yesterday too. It was good.
Yeah,
I needed it.
Yep.
Yep.
Food was really good. Increased it this week, and actually felt a lot leaner this week as well. Measurements come down like waist a little bit. Yeah,
nice.
So it's still surprising me how we can just get our metabolism on fire pretty much, and then get results like that. So it's pretty cool.
So what's your macros at now?
385. So just small adjustments this week, and then left protein and fats the same this week. So that was pretty cool to see, and getting a little bit hungrier too.
Yeah, good sign.
It helps. Eat
Absolutely.
all the meals. So yeah, Byron, how did you go nutrition wise?
Yeah, guys, I left Friday, it's about lunchtime, and just got back a few hours ago from Byron Bay, and I thought it'd be a great topic to touch on. Not only is it an absolutely magical place, you've been there on several occasions, sun, surf, sand, lighthouse walks, good food. That can tend to be the problem as well, but all in all, a great weekend. I definitely wanted to touch on eating while away, because there's a way you can do it and there's a way you can do it. If you're prepared to come back the next week for damage control, and the weight fluctuation can be quite severe, you can definitely just go all out and enjoy yourself, but just be prepared mentally. It's probably not going to be something easy to deal with, and not only that, I think it's going to undo many hard weeks of your food and training. So I was a little bit more strategic about when I did go away. I think it was the Thursday I started dropping my calories back a little bit. Friday I actually pre-prepped. I got a big esky, put it in the back of the car, and I pre-prepped about 5 or 6 meals which were a little bit lower in calories for me as well. Just so I knew I had something on hand and I wasn't always continuously eating out, because I mean, again, it's so hard when you are ordering things to try and keep to the game plan, because chips are my weakness. Yeah, so I pre-prepped and brought a few meals down. When I did go out, like breakfast, we ate out twice. I just had an egg white omelette with some sourdough toast, so I was definitely selective there. And don't get me wrong, I did have a few beverages and a couple of dinners there, which probably weren't to the game plan, but I did have room to move. One, because my calories are so high, but two is I was strategic about my pre-prep meals and dropping calories. Even today, food was down just a little bit to cater for the excess calorie consumption. And I was one of those people, when I did go away, I used to eat my main food, but then over and above alcohol and dinner, and that's when I found personally my weight just was, yeah, the fluctuations were astronomical. So, and to top it all off, we made sure we were pretty active. Did a lot of walking. We're out and about all the time. So I think I'll come Wednesday will be interesting, but I'll be relatively unscathed from 3 days away. I think it's just being conscious and smart about the choices you make, but not only that is your education. If you are a flexible dieter and counting macros or calories, you definitely sort of know the best choices to possibly make. And again, you know, do you want to come back with minimal backpedaling, or do you want to come back with total damage control and know that it'll probably be a week or two before you even get back to the norm? And I tell you what, we train way too hard and on the ball 24/7 with what we do and the progress we're making. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. So that's always
get your momentum going, sort of thing.
Yeah, I can't afford this. You know, this close out as well. I can't afford to go backwards that much. And I think from experience, we all know that we've had those weekends as far as that's concerned. But yeah, I was very strategic. It was a great weekend. I didn't feel like I missed out on anything. And I think come Wednesday with my check-ins, it shouldn't be too much of a drama. So yeah, just choose wisely and be very conscious about what sort of game plan you're taking away. We've got a great article about cheat meals. We've got a few things there, so if you do want to go back on the YouTube channel and have a look, it might be worthwhile as well.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
That'll probably be my game plan for this week because I'm going to Byron as well.
Oh, nice.
Weekend, so
yeah, it's your last weekend before study.
Yep.
It's back. So
so then 14 weeks of just uni and work pretty much. So it's my last weekend. But yeah, I'll probably just do what you did: drop cows.
Yep.
Thursday, Friday, and then stay active. So go out for dinner, but try and sort of take as many meals as I can as well.
Yeah. Yep.
I thought it'd be a good idea to touch on plateauing. Now this is probably because I just had to think back to when I used to use plateauing as an excuse and say I'm plateauing and it's just how it is. But now, since we've started training properly and nutrition has been good, the last couple of years, there hasn't been really periods of actual proper plateauing. So tips to sort of get around that is what I wanted to go over, because I think you put it in your mind and then that causes you plateau sometimes.
Yep.
So things like...
Oh, and for those listening as well, Jake, what are you defining in terms of a plateau?
Basically not making progress, whether it's your measurement where you can't drop body fat, or whether your weight's not going up or whatever, and you say, oh, I'm plateauing now. Okay, so that's how it is. But you can definitely change it by looking at your nutrition, basically doing an audit on yourself, see how you've been training, and have you been actually trying to progress every week? How's your nutrition? Are you on top of it, or do you need to tidy that up? And then you look at both components, training, nutrition, tidying both up, maybe start training with someone, start pushing harder or changing up your rep range and stuff, so volume to strength on different weeks, and just keep shocking your body training wise, and then try and be maybe more consistent with nutrition as well. And then just from doing that myself, there hasn't been a period where I've plateaued. There's been periods where I've had little niggles, injuries, so I cut back a little bit or drop off, and then I'll recover and come back, and then keep going, sort of thing. So
yeah,
what are your thoughts on that?
I think, like in summary, like you saying that, it's attention to detail and using all the data that you possibly have. You know, having understanding of food, tracking your training, whether you're writing it down in your notes in your phone or you've got a training diary. You know, they're all things that you can use on a continual basis to not only give you motivation, but to know exactly where you're at, because the numbers don't lie. And obviously, if there's something not progressing with your body, the answer can always be found when you're looking in the data. So, and following up what Jake said before, training partner or learning to be comfortable outside your comfort zone. We always say that. People think they train hard enough until such times as they get shown a whole new world as far as that's concerned, and always trying to better your progress each and every single week, because training, plain and simple, provides an environment to give your body a reason to change. So if you're coming shy of those extra couple of grind out reps, which a lot of people are scared of, or just getting to that next level mentality, I think that prevents a lot of progress as well, because if the body is comfortable doing what it's doing and there's no excess poundage or stress provided, why does it need to change?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
you're there, you're putting the effort in anyway, so why not just make it count and go all out in your sessions, even if you feel like rubbish, and then you're going to start seriously making some momentum sort of things. So
yeah, mental toughness, I mean, that's a huge one, and obviously your circles,
yeah,
your support networks. I think it all counts, and all those little pieces of the puzzle, they need to all come together to have the end product. And I think that's something you and I have been so fortunate enough over the years, with educating ourselves, being around the right support networks that are going to push you further, but having a macro goal or an end goal in the pipeline as well. And yeah, I mean, I don't want to. Yeah, I always want to improve, continually improve and better myself each and every week. So I don't think it would sit well in my stomach just knowing that I'm sort of just doing the bare minimum for maintenance.
Yeah.
So, but, yeah.
Talking about that too, so like supplements and stuff, are you taking anything at the moment?
Yeah, sup-wise. Now this is a funny subject because people straight up there, when you say about supplementation, there's a million different views as far as supplementation, but I'd first go back to the bare basics and say, look, supplements, that's what they're called. They're not replacements. They're designed to supplement or fill in the gaps on what you're not getting with food. And plain and simple, this day and age, well, the quality of food, the soil, there's a lot of variables that come into it. We're not deficient in everything, but there are certain things that we can certainly supplement, and especially around training time, because this is where, example, our last leg session, this is where the demand for nutrients, especially while working out, is absolutely astronomical. So supplements have their place and their purpose, but unfortunately, there's a lot of people that are led to believe that there's some sort of golden shrine, and I would never go down that road, in particular if someone is not willing to change their nutritional habits. Plain and simple. And Jake and I are huge on this. So I hope that sort of gives you a good overview as far as what our thoughts are on supplements. Yes, they certainly help, but provided that all those other foundations, especially food and complementing it with training, is in there. So yeah, obviously we had a bit of a chat to quite a few people that we're mentoring about them jumping the gun and looking at fat burners or test boosters and those types of products where they haven't even got their base sorted, which is consistent foundation nutrition and protein powder, which we'll go into in a minute, and away we go. What about yourself? What's your sort of view on that side?
Yeah, same thing. If a client comes to me and goes, oh, what stuff should I take? Well, let's have a look at what you're eating first. It always comes down to that. And then you figure out what they need in their nutritional goals, and you supplement that to help out. So whether they're not meeting their protein requirements, you can supplement that with a protein powder or something like that. So
I think hit the nail on the head there. That's probably, and where we'll go first, is that a lot of people do struggle to get their daily protein requirements, women especially, but protein is that one macro that you need to make sure that you hit regularly on a daily basis. Fat and carbs can be manipulated quite regularly, and the first product that I really want to touch on as far as a foundation building product is a slow release protein. Now the good thing about this is that a lot of people we deal with are having issues with snacking, or they're feeling hungry, or they've got cravings. So the good thing about this protein is it's low in fat and carbs, but it gives you a drip feed effect, and you can use it with breakfast protein pancakes. You've probably seen those going around left, right and centre, which I just had one for lunch before. You can make little mousses, you can make it as a shake, you can use it with meals to boost the protein content of that meal, you can use it in between meals before bed. It's such an all-rounder. It's an all-round protein designed to fill in the gaps or help someone on a daily basis reach their protein requirements in conjunction with the food and the nutrition that they're consuming already. So, and I know Jake's got another protein that he's going to touch on in a sec.
Yep.
So
just a note on that too, with my clients for just hunger and stuff, it's been really, really nice supplement for their snacks and stuff, just to keep them fuller for longer and stuff like that. So that's a go-to for anyone that's just struggling to get through the day sort of thing.
Absolutely. And following up what you said, Jake, is the problem is a lot of people, they've only heard of whey protein or fast release protein. Problem is if you use a whey protein as a snack by itself, you're hungry within honestly 5 to 10 minutes. And that's the biggest problem that a lot of people have, whereas a slow release, which this does have whey and casein, fast and slow blend in there, but its ability to keep you fuller for longer and satisfied is absolutely fantastic, and it's the best all-rounder. So if someone's not reaching their daily protein requirements, it's going to be very, very hard, whether they're trying to increase lean muscle or maintain shape and tone while reducing body fat. And if you're not consuming enough protein, it makes our job very, very difficult.
So, I might touch on, we'll go pre, intra, post. So supplements I'm currently taking. So I need this bad boy, so pre-amp, which is just sort of like your caffeine and all your energy components to help you get through your workout. So I have this first thing in the morning. I'm not eating now in the morning, and I just find that my energy is so much better because my food is properly digested overnight, and then it's ready there for me to actually use in the gym. And we've both sort of experimented with this lately as well, and that's worked really, really well. So that's a nice sort of a kick.
Yeah, no
and
crash.
Better alanine there to sort of keep your lactic threshold down, so that burning sensation sort of kicks in later on, you get more reps out, sort of thing. So that one's a really good one.
Touching on that though, it's personal preference. I know a lot of people have to eat before training, otherwise they get sick, or there's other people the total opposite. They can't eat because it just comes straight up, or vice versa. So that personal preference is up to you. Touching on what Jake and I have experimented with, dinner for me is nearly one of my highest carb meals. So the whole bro science on no carbs after 4 or 6. I mean, in the end of the day, I speak from experience there, and it's not the case whatsoever. I sleep better, and metabolically I can process and have it stored in as energy. So for when I train, I've got a full tank of fuel. I don't particularly want to get up, because I'm training early in the morning, I don't want to get up an hour before training and eat. I found I do exactly the same as Jake. I'll take my pre-workout, my pre-amp about 15 minutes before training,
and this is from experiencing it over the last few years, hey, like playing with it, because I was getting up early, eating because I thought you had to, because that's what you get in your head, that you need to eat an hour before, and it just slowed me down. It's like, obviously it's not being digested properly, or it's not there ready for energy, and it just slowed me down. Pre-workout wouldn't sort of hit me as hard either. So that's made a huge difference.
The good thing with the pre, it's in the system within minutes, so you don't have to sit and wait for it to get in the system pretty much. So definitely a bonus, and for those training first thing in the morning, again, it's personal preference. If you want to eat before and you find out you train better with it, do it. Problem is that if we eat before, our meals, it's few and like as in they're too far apart, and I find I get really hungry as well. So that's been an absolute bonus too. So again, it's a debate that we could go on for ages about, but that's probably from experience what we've worked with, and us advising anyone from lean muscle to fat loss as well. So.
Definitely something to try. As I said, just experiment, see how you feel, see what your energy levels are like compared. So have a go at that. And then during training, especially because we're obviously not eating when we get up, we're sipping on aminos during, which you'll see us do on pretty much every session. Which is this bad boy.
So these aminos in particular, so if you see a lot of people sipping on coloured drinks during training, some of them, the answer you get is I saw him sipping on one, so I got one. But obviously it's always good to know why you're drinking them, is that muscle preservation and recovery is of prime importance. And obviously following up on what Jake said, as far as training on an empty stomach, during workout, flooding your system with aminos basically it's in the system within minutes, and it helps blunt the effects of cortisol, which is a stress hormone, physical or emotional stress, physical being exercise. It helps blunt the effects of cortisol, but minimises the amount of muscle actually being used as energy. But more importantly, your aminos are great because they help aid in recovery and reduce muscle soreness, which again, DOMS or delayed onset muscle soreness is something that a lot of people experience when they're training regularly. And I find drinking this during training, whether it be cardio, whether it be weights, or whether it be a male or female, it's a brilliant product that you can just put in your water bottle, dilute right down, and sip on during training. So the biggest thing too, especially with people trying to reduce body fat and maintain shape and tone, is that you must preserve and protect precious muscle, and something like this during training will certainly help. So, yeah. Jake, any other?
No, I just find that my energy levels as well, on top of everything you said, is just so much better when I'm on that. I've just noticed when I'm off it or I'm out, then my energy level's just not the same.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. So there you go. They're my two base staples. As far as again, we can touch on and we will talk about other ones, but my general all-rounder protein and aminos, and Jake's obviously got another goodie there.
So post-workout, this is my after workout. This is my go-to. So it's a fast-release protein compared to your slow-release.
Yep.
Adam was showing. So this is in your system a lot quicker. So obviously perfect for after training.
Yep.
And I've just put it in with banana and peanut butter and oats and some wheat bix now.
Yep.
On the wheat bix train.
Yep.
And yeah, blend that up and just comparing the two, obviously in your system a lot quicker, and it's there to just help repair and recover and get you on track. Also bringing down your cortisol levels.
Yeah, it's high in glutamine and everything as well. But I always say to people, it's like steak or chicken and liquid, bomb straight in the system. Again, it's not, but it's a really nice chalky or vanilla. But whey protein also is great with meals to boost the protein content, as Jake said. Let's touch, this is something that came up, is that I used to think this as well, is the window of opportunity, it's got to be within half hour after training, and if not, that window shuts. Your body doesn't go, okay, it's been 31 minutes, sorry nutrients, no, you've missed the window, that ain't going to happen. What do you think of that based on experience?
Yeah, well, I was the same. I was trying to drink it as I was leaving or doing my last set, sort of thing. Yeah. But yeah, it's just not how it works.
No. And based on my experience, and Jake, you might agree with me with this. This will sort of tie you in, so that sometimes you might get your meal prep for brekkie or whatever it may be within the hour as such. I always say within the hour, you sort of want to make sure that